When we went on the Washington, D.C. trip, I thought the National Portrait Gallery was pretty interesting. I liked how they had all the presidents in the gallery, and it was pretty detailed on each president. And I also thought that at the beginning, there was very important people on the second floor, like George C. Marshall, Winston Churchill, a few others. I think I might have seen Martin Luther King, but I thought it was pretty interesting to see all that. And I liked all the details and all of it. Although it was a portrait gallery, there are some pretty other amazing pieces of art in there too.
One of my favorite parts of the trip was going to the Natural American History Museum. I loved looking at all the beautiful and expensive First Ladies' dresses. They were amazing. It was exciting to think that the First Ladies had worn those dresses. The one that I loved the most was Michelle Obama's.
My favorite memorial in Washington, D.C. was the Korean War Memorial. I like it because the statues were really well designed. There are 19 statues of people about 7 feet tall. The statues in the memorial are all wearing ponchos and every statue is looking in a different direction. Also, there is a mural wall of pictures of the Korean War. There is also a reflection of 38 statues representing the 38th parallel in the 38 months of war.
In DC, the metro was our main way of travel. Most of the time it was easy. These metros were like the ones in New York, except the doors gave little time for the passengers to get on. The highlight of the metro was when everyone barely got on, except Mr. C. He got left behind.
Our dinner was not exactly very good, per se, but it was a memorable experience, and you really got to see everyone's cooking skill. So all in all, I say it was worth it.
We met Senator Leahy on the Capitol steps. 2 other Vermont schools were present. The senator was very affable and happy to answer students' questions. We had our picture taken with him, then had 2 of our questions answered. He gave us very thoughtful and thorough answers to all questions, showing a genuine interest in connecting with us and all of Vermont. It was a very fun and interesting experience to learn about American politics and our representatives in Washington.
One of the memories I remembered from Washington, D.C. was at the Jefferson Memorial. Mr. C was getting us in order to take a group photo. Then out of nowhere, this random kid about our age tried to photobomb us. Then Mr. C said he was hilarious. Then the kid said, "Oh, I know, I am hilarious." And Mr. C said, "You must say that every morning when you look in the mirror."
We got to see the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Magna Carta. Priscilla and I cried when we saw Hamilton's signature. There were a lot of people there, and the line to get in the room with all the documents was really long. Once we got in the room, we walked around to see all the papers, then we left and explored the rest of the museum.
During the 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C., we visited lots of memorials, but one that stuck out to everyone was the Arlington Cemetery. We got to see JFK's eternal flame and where his brother RFK was buried. We also got to see the tomb of the unknown soldier and the ceremony that they did to honor him. We walked to the top, we saw people honoring the soldiers that passed away too.
One of my favorite places in Washington, D.C. was the Holocaust Museum, more specifically when we listened to the survivors speak. This was one of my favorite because it was so special to hear a first-hand account of what life was like during the Holocaust. He spoke very genuinely and passionately about what happened to him when he was young, but overall it was a cool museum with lots of amazing artifacts from the Holocaust. There was one part with a huge amount of shoes from Jews who died in the Holocaust. This is one of many things I remember for a long time.
The boys went with Mr. C to a Thai restaurant, and the girls went with Miss Mackey to a Vietnamese place. We ended up drinking a lot of iced tea and got ice cream afterwards at a frozen yogurt place.
Most of the food there was spicy. We tried many different things, such as cow tongue, chicken hearts, pig ears, and some very spicy chicken wings. It was all very good.